Like any game to exist on this planet, there are bound to be some glitches that are found along the way. And whether or not that's an unintentional glitch that was put in there by game developers, or glitches found by players, or just intentional glitches that were created by players, every game has them in some way. And with Animal Crossing, there are some glitches that are rather more crazy than others, but there are some that will go down in history as the craziest and strangest glitches to happen in the Animal Crossing franchise. Hey guys, welcome to Dayton Ranks Things in Animal Crossing, because apparently that's just like a thing I do now. I don't know. Also, side note, I am sick, so that's kind of why I sound a little gross and nasty right now, but like, just, you know, just don't mind that, okay? Just don't. Today I'm going to be ranking the craziest Animal Crossing glitches on how crazy they are, and of course with each glitch I will give a backstory and a little origin story of each glitch, so you know like what I'm talking about and the context of the glitch. I'm also going to be going in order from the first Animal Crossing on the GameCube all the way up to New Horizons, so it's kind of like an chronological order, you know? So let's go ahead and get started and rank the craziest Animal Crossing glitches. Okay guys, as you can see here, I have my tier list for the Animal Crossing glitches I will be covering in this video. So the top tier, which is like the worst, the craziest glitch, is I'm turning off the game, which means this is just, I'm so scared right now. This is so scary. Like, get away from me. I'm turning the game off indefinitely, okay? The tier under that is I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. You know, like the glitch happened, it happened, and it was pretty bad, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep going on with my day. The middle tier is this is just silly, which, you know, like this is just like, haha, like, okay, like this is funny, like, you know, clearly this was just created by a player to do something a little fun in the Animal Crossing game, so I get it, okay, I get it. The fourth tier is I would probably do this, meaning, you know what, the glitch wasn't even anything crazy. Like, if this happened to me or if I did this glitch, I probably wouldn't care, and I probably would do it intentionally. And the last tier is nothing crazy, honestly. Like, I mean, it's a glitch. Now, obviously, there are like a ton more glitches in Animal Crossing that I'm not going to be covering in this video. I'm really just doing like the most, I guess, crazy ones, or the ones that stand out to me the most, or just ones that you probably haven't heard of. So I'm not covering all the glitches in Animal Crossing because that would take a long time, okay? And I'm not trying to be here all day. I'm just not, okay? I'm just not. First, we're gonna be starting off with the glitches in Animal Crossing GameCube. The first glitch in Animal Crossing GameCube is none other than Gyroid Face. And Gyroid Face is probably the most well-known and creepiest glitch to happen in Animal Crossing GameCube. So this glitch happens when a player takes a train to another player's town online, resets the GameCube while in that other player's town, and then starts the game back like normally. And then the player, when they return back to the game, will lose all of what was left in their inventory before they quit, and their character's physical features will be replaced with what looks equivalent to how a gyroid looks, which is empty eye sockets and a gaping mouth, which is pretty scary, honestly, especially if you were like a younger player at the time and saw this. Then the player's characters return to normal once you load back into the game. And actually, some people think this glitch was actually intentional and more of like an Easter egg put in the game by Nintendo, but I'm classifying it as a glitch, okay? Like, this is just scary. So for this, you know what? If I was playing this game and I had no idea that this was going to happen, and also the chances of me just doing that mindlessly and not knowing that that was gonna happen and then that pop up on my screen, I would probably be like pretty scared, okay? And you know what I'm gonna say? I'm turning off the game. The next glitch in Animal Crossing GameCube is pushing a villager into a river. Now, this glitch was actually discovered by the longtime Animal Crossing content creator JVGS Jeff, so all credit to him for discovering this glitch. So this glitch could happen when you repeatedly hit a villager with a net that is standing on a cobblestone bridge and push them enough until they eventually just fall in the water. Honestly, like, this is just like silly, honestly. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and already say this is just silly. Like, I mean, I think it honestly would be kind of fun if like in a new Animal Crossing game, like a villager would like accidentally fall in the river or something like as a joke, or you could actually swim in the river. I think that'd be really interesting actually. Or, like villagers would just be swimming in the river. I think that'd be funny. Kind of interesting, actually. The next glitch to happen in Animal Crossing GameCube is actually pretty interesting, so buckle up for this one. Now, you've probably heard of this one already before, but if you haven't, then I'm still gonna talk about it anyway, okay? Whenever a special event happens in the game, an announcement cutscene will play at the train station, but if a player were to go into a building the exact moment the clock changes to the next hour, the cutscene will not play until the player leaves the building. However, if a player were to do this and enter the post office as that building and pay off their debt, then leave the building, the announcement cutscene won't happen, and instead it will play the cutscene where your character is excited about paying off their debt. However, depending on what specific acre your post office was in your Animal Crossing town, if the post office was located in acre A1 or A2, the player will be warped out of their town and into the quote-unquote beta town, which was used for testing the game. There's actually some interesting stuff in the beta town, like obvious unfinished and untextured parts and items and characters that didn't end up making it into the finalized version of the game, and you can see some stuff right here on the screen. Like I can't name off the top of my head, but there's some right here. To be honest though, I think this is honestly more of like an Easter egg. I don't think it was intentional though. I think like someone really took time to kind of figure this out, and honestly I think it's just really interesting because it's like seeing a part of the game that's not what the game is now. I feel like seeing the beta version of the game compared to the actual version of the game like that, it's pretty interesting. So you know what I would say? I would probably do this. Okay, I would probably do this. Next, moving on to Animal Crossing Wild World on the DS. The first glitch is the duplication glitch, which is in kind of like every Animal Crossing game, but I think Wild World was the first game where the duplication glitch was actually founded. So this involved duplicating items, specifically bells, which had always been something people had tried to do. If a player were to set down any walkthrough item like tools or bells in their house and then set down another walkthrough item and a cardboard box super quickly, the game will act as if there isn't an item on the box, but you can still see the item on it. Then you can proceed to repeatedly grab what's on the box, practically duplicating it. So people would do this all the time with like bells specifically, because I mean like, who doesn't want some free bells, like come on, like what? So you know what? I would probably do this. I would. Okay, like I just would, I don't see any harm in it. Now I will say there's not a lot of glitches that were found in Animal Crossing Wild World, so I'm only covering 2 that were in that game, so bear with me here. These are like the most interesting ones, okay? So next is Gulliver's UFO. Now Gulliver's UFO is called the Porpoise and flies over a player's town at one random time during the week. You know what? I wish they still did that because first of all, why was Gulliver in the UFO? Like, I'm genuinely kind of confused about that. But with this glitch, if the player shoots Gulliver's UFO with a slingshot and a villager's house occupies the signpost it would normally land on, the crash landing noise plays, but the screen does not fade out, soft locking the game, which means that you're kind of just stuck there repeatedly until you just reset the game, unfortunately. And so you lose all your stuff. It's honestly pretty unfortunate. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Like if it happened and be like, that would really suck. That would really suck. That would really just suck because Animal Crossing is a saved based game. So you gotta save it to, play it, right? Now moving on to Animal Crossing City Folk. There's not many glitches in Animal Crossing City Folk either. I think the main thing with Animal Crossing City Folk was a lot of like online based glitches, like when you played online with other players. So the first glitch is the stuck inside a villager glitch, and I could only find one piece of visual representation of this glitch, which is just a picture. I don't have like a video or anything, but basically the player must have a villager in their town with a chair one walkable space away from a solid object. Then the player has to push the villager in the space between the chair and the solid object. The player must sit on the chair and then get off the chair on the side where the villager is standing, and then you're basically merging into the villager. Like, it's just like honestly like a fun little glitch, but I love all this picture has Mitzi in it. Like, girl, that's my favorite villager. Get out of my girl Mitzi. Honestly, this is just silly. Honestly, like it's not anything crazy. Like it's just a little thing, little mishap that happened. Next one is a perfect example of the things you could do with online play in Animal Crossing City Folk. So This one is called Stuck in Nooks, and this was also made by JVGS Jeff. To do this, one player goes inside Nooks shortly before it closes, and another player stays outside. Right when the store closes, one player leaves, and the other player inside can't get out and will appear stuck in the door. Like, let me out. It's honestly pretty funny. Like, why? What's going on here? Like, what's going on here? Why am I stuck in Nooks? Get me out of here. It's just honestly, you know what? This is just silly. So next is Animal Crossing New Leaf, and surprisingly, this one has quite a lot, but I chose the ones that I think are like the most interesting and I guess well known. So the first glitch is honestly pretty known and it happens still in the game to this day. Like I said, this one just happens pretty normally in the game, but basically if you have a fruit tree next to custom design paths on the ground, if you shake the tree and the fruit falls on the custom design path on the ground, then the fruit will just disappear, which is pretty unfortunate if you have like a town that's like fully decorated with a bunch of like, you know, like fully decorated with a bunch of paths and stuff. Thankfully, this is not the case in New Horizons anymore. Like fruit doesn't disappear anymore. I also saw that apparently there was people that were reporting that if they went to a tree, sometimes there would just be like one fruit on it instead of the usual 3. You know, this one's honestly just pretty annoying, especially like if you need a fruit and you shake it and it falls on there. So you know what? I'm just gonna pretend. Oh my god. So this next glitch is probably like very well known, and it's a very well known glitch in the Animal Crossing franchise, but it was very popular during Animal Crossing New Leaf. So we're gonna be talking about the out of bounds glitches. Now there's like a bunch of different kinds of out of bounds glitches, but I'm just gonna kind of like get the gist of it to you. During the earlier times of New Leaf, players found numerous ways to go out of bounds on the map, like being able to swim in rivers, run around on the train tracks, which is scary, honestly, go on top of buildings on Main Street, and even just completely fall off the map. Like literally just out of bounds, like there's nothing here, like the endless void basically. If I had the opportunity to do this, I probably would do this because it's fun. It seems fun. I want to go on top of buildings and I want to go walk in rivers. The next glitch in Animal Crossing New Leaf is the Public Works Project glitch. If a player builds a Public Works project near a cliff, there may be a possibility when the completion ceremony is held that a villager will be on top of the cliff, which is like, how did you even get up there? Because I can't go up there and nobody's ever up there. Like, how did you get up there? Since I didn't know anything about this, nothing crazy, honestly. Like, it's not anything groundbreaking. Like, it's like honestly just kind of a funny mishap that happens. So this next one is kind of interesting, but we have Isabelle on the beach glitch. Now, if you play New Leaf, then you know that Isabelle doesn't leave Town Hall, which she doesn't even leave resident services in New Horizons, but you know, to get Isabelle out of the office, you know, I would totally do that. You know, she deserves a break. She'd be working hard because I haven't been on New Leaf in like a year, and I know she's holding down the fort while I'm gone, right? So really the only time Isabelle ever leaves the office in New Leaf is when you're doing a public works project and she has to follow you so you can choose a spot to place it or whatever. So when doing a public works project, the player has to go to a cliff, dig up 2 holes using a shovel, and bury something in one hole and push Isabelle at the corner between the hole and the item. Then you dig up the item in the hole, and after that, Isabelle will be stuck between the cliff and the air. Then run to her, and when touched, talk to her quickly. If done correctly, Isabelle will fall off the cliff and land on the beach. Like, why are you pushing Isabelle off the cliff? What does she do to you? I mean, like, look, Isabelle is just chilling at the beach now. Like, how cool. And if you keep talking to her on the beach, she won't let you put the public works project on the beach, of course. So she's just going to be like, honestly kind of glitching out with her dialogue and being like, we need this amount of space and this amount of space to do this. And she's still registering that she's not on the beach. So she thinks she's still on the mainland, but no. So you know what? This is just silly. Like, so moving on to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, the glitches that I've talked about so far have been honestly pretty tame, pretty mild, but Animal Crossing New Horizons has had quite a few. So the first one, which is the infamous and most well-known glitch in Animal Crossing New Horizons to happen, and that is the move out glitch. I made a video talking about this glitch on this channel about like 2 years ago, which you can go watch if you want, and I actually talk about my experience with this glitch because it unfortunately happened to me. It's very, very humbling. If you went to another player's island that had a villager in boxes that the player had kicked out with an amiibo, and you asked the villager to move to your island, then there is a chance the villager can end up being glitched and their house will be on your island, but the lights will always be off. And the only thing that happens when you click on the door is a message that reads, "I've moved out." Which obviously isn't the case since they're on your island, and the only way to fix this is to kick them out with an amiibo, unfortunately, because they will never leave your house, ever. Like, literally ever. Like, they're just stuck in the house. They're stuck in their house. They're just, like, dead asleep, I think. I don't know. So yeah, you guys can watch that video if you want. I explain it more in detail there, but this was bad. Like, this honestly was really bad, and it happened to not just me, but, like, a lot of players. So you know what? I'm turning off the game because I just can't play it anymore. Next one is one that I found on Reddit that was just like someone had casually posted this, but when they scanned Bob with his amiibo, he didn't have a shirt on. He was just naked. What? I don't even know like what even happened here. That's never happened to me. I've definitely used amiibo villagers quite a lot, so I don't know. That's never happened to me. Must have just been a little mishap or something. So you know what? I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. So this next one isn't necessarily a glitch, but more of kind of like a little Easter egg in the game, but I'm still gonna like classify it as a glitch, okay? Because I need a lot to talk about in this video, okay? So next is Alien on the TV glitch, which this happens in New Leaf and New Horizons, but I'm gonna talk about it in New Horizons. So if you go to your TV at exactly 3:33 a.m., scary, an ominous broadcast of an alien will appear and speak nothing but gibberish until the broadcast turns back to normal. I didn't even know this existed until I started researching this video. Like, I had no idea that this even existed. You know what? I'm just gonna say, I'm turning off the game. I'm turning off the game. Now listen, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. This next one isn't even a glitch. Okay, this is just something that's actually in the game, but I wanted to cover it in this video because I think it's rather interesting, and you know, I think it falls under like this like category of like, what is this, you know, because like a glitch, you're like, that's weird, like what is happening, okay? And this is just weird, okay? So this is KK Slider's creepiest song, which is KK Dirge, and it sounds like this. It sounds pretty ambient and eerie and creepy, but what's actually really interesting is that a dirge is a mournful song you play at a funeral. Why? Why is this in the game? Like, what? Don't hate on me for putting this in this video. I needed at least something else to talk about, okay? It's pretty scary, but like you have the choice to not play it, so you know, I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so I saved the best for last. Okay, I saved the best for last. Stay with me here. I saved the best for last, okay? We're gonna be talking about anti-piracy screens. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know. Yes, I know most anti-piracy screens are in fact not real, and there aren't any in Animal Crossing games that have actually been, you know, that have actually happened. They're all fan-made, you know, even if they look real, they're fan-made, okay? But, you know, I do want to talk about them because some of them actually do look pretty real, and I'll show you some examples, of course. Now, game piracy is when you play an unauthorized and illegal version of a game, and it is a form of copyright infringement. And obviously, anti-piracy screens are messages that appear on your game when the game recognizes that you are not in fact playing an authorized version. But with Animal Crossing, this has never really been the case. I don't think any of the Animal Crossing piracy screens are real. I think there might be some actual real ones in other Nintendo games, but I don't think there's been any real ones in Animal Crossing. But here's this one from Animal Crossing New Leaf where you're talking to Isabelle like normal when you load into the game, and then she tells you that she knows you're playing a pirated version of the game, which causes her to say that she can't let you play and that she is forcing you to turn off the game, which causes her voice to distort and the game to crash. Here's another example with Rover where you load into the game and Rover starts saying things like, "You must be confused why you're here, and Nintendo instructed me to get information about you so they can find you." And you basically have to admit that you're playing an illegal copy of the game and that you're going to jail. And then with the final message reading, "Game piracy is a crime." Pretty scary, if I had to say so myself. Now, if these were real, imagine being a kid and not knowing you were playing a pirated version and the game tells you that you're literally going to jail. How would you feel? These specifically actually do look pretty real. The person that made these, like, all credit to you, but they look real. And you know, if I didn't know that this was not real, then I would have fully believed this actually happened. So with that, you know, anti-piracy screens, I'm turning off the game. So here is my tier list of the craziest Animal Crossing glitches to happen, and I would say it's pretty solid. Of course, there wasn't like really that much to cover in this video, unfortunately. There's a lot of glitches that have happened in Animal Crossing, but a lot of them were more intentional. I really wanted to cover more glitches that were unintentional in the game that just kind of like, you know, were really weird and odd, right? But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and also comment down below what should be some other things I rank that are Animal Crossing related. You know, I would love to hear y'all's opinions. I would love to know, okay? I would love to know. Please let me know. I need more ideas because I love ranking. I think it's so interesting. And also, I think it's interesting to, you know, give you guys a little information about these glitches or these, just anything Animal Crossing related, you know, that you might not know. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.